Hey everyone, Dale here, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new here, I work with brands and manufacturers around the world and I help them decide what sort of specification they should put into their vehicles so that it adds the most value to those vehicles for both the manufacturer and you, the consumer. I do have a tool that's linked below. It's an option pricing guide and it will help you decide what sort of specification you should put into your own vehicle. So let's say you're looking to finance an Audi A4 and you want to put a panoramic roof, heated seats, DAB radio, put some alloy wheels on it. It will tell you the value of those items over the next 5 years so that you understand whether you should or shouldn't buy those things. A good example would be an audio system. Let's say it costs £1,500 from factory and you're looking to specify that. Realistically, in 3 years' time, it's not going to be worth all that much. Just because it's got a Bang & Olufsen stereo in it doesn't really mean it's going to be worth the same amount in 3 years' time. You're more looking into the hundreds, and the system will tell you that. So please feel free to do that. You can pick any vehicle from the UK or the USA, and it will include Lamborghinis and all those sorts of vehicles. So please check that out if you get a chance. But today we're here to look at Shmee 150's Huracan STO. He doesn't really talk around the pricing for the vehicle. He talks about the specification and the various options that it's got. And I'm going to talk about the price of those options and the specification. And we're going to run down as if we're speccing this ourselves. So we're going to start with a black car and we're going to spec it up and we're going to add the options and we'll come up with a total at the end of how much this thing's going to cost. So if I record my screen and do some picture-in-picture, as I normally do, the base car is £260,000. So very, very expensive in terms of Lamborghini Huracans. This is as basic, in inverted commas, as you can get it. The alloy wheels actually on this image are an option, but I'll explain that a little bit below. But just from factory, if you want the most basic Lamborghini STO that you can get, it's £260,000. If we scroll down, we can see that he picked the colour Viola Bast. It's an £11,448 option. It is actually the cheapest optional paint that you can select. From factory as standard, at no extra cost, you get white or black. If you go for a colour other than those two, you do have to pay for it, and the least amount of money you're going to pay is £11,448. There are paints more expensive than this one. You can pay £13,500 for some of the paints. You can also pay £16,000 for some of the paints. But he's gone for the cheapest, saying again in inverted commas, the cheapest paint you can get. Obviously, this price is the price of another cheap car that you could probably buy in the market, and you're just paying that for the paint in this instance. So if we move down and we start adding on the accents that he talks about, the accents on the STO are £3,252. The name of the accent is Giallo Belanus. Italians, please correct me if I've got that wrong. But yep, he's paid £3,252 to have the yellow accents around the edge of the vehicle there. If we move on from there, we've got the full matte carbon pack. Now, he doesn't explicitly say that he's got the full matte carbon pack. You can get multiple packs on the STO. You can get a front carbon pack. You can get just a rear carbon pack and a few others in between. They're generally around £6,000 or £7,000. So obviously, if you're thinking about getting a front and a rear pack as separate packs, you might as well just jump up and pay the extra money to get the full matte carbon pack for £14,500. So that's what I think he has done. It's what I would do because it makes the most sense in terms of the money that you're spending. There's no point in spending £12,000 or £13,000 on two separate packs when you can spend a little bit extra and get the full pack. And I've just highlighted there in the little circles what that affects. So it's the front splitter, the little wings over the wheel arch, and also the fin at the back of the vehicle. If we move down to a side profile, he opted to get the Heck matte black alloys as standard, where you don't have to pay any additional money. They do come as silver. He has optioned them to be matte black, and for that privilege he's spent an extra £1,620. He also optioned the brake calipers to be yellow, and they are an extra £1,092. So there it is from the side profile. Really, really pretty vehicle and a really lovely spec. I do have to agree with what he's done there. I've done just an image of the interior because it does get a bit busy on the next slide with how it looks. So he went for the sport seats with the yellow stitching. He's got yellow stitching on the steering wheel, and he also went for the dark chrome pack. I'll just highlight that down here. So if you look down here where the starter is, and also this carbon. So these items and the carbon on the vents, that is one pack. But I'll explain the price of those in a second. If we just scroll down, so this is what is optioned inside the vehicle. Racing seats, I've just put that in there. They come as standard, so that's what you get when you order the vehicle from factory. He has opted to spend extra money to get the sport seats, and it's £5,940 for the sport seats. The seat stitching is an extra £768. The wheel stitching is an extra £216. The dark chrome pack and carbon, £7,020. Again, as I said before, you can't option those separately. You can't have the dark chrome and then leave the vents, or vice versa. You have to order them as a pack, and the pack costs £7,020. Cruise control is £768. Weirdly, the same price as the seat stitching. And Android Auto and Apple CarPlay is £2,928. Something that will cost hundreds in other vehicles is thousands in a Lamborghini. Again, he doesn't explicitly say he has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but he says he's got communication tools within the vehicle, and I have to assume that he's picked the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay in terms of the communication just to make his life a little bit easier. So that's why I put it in there as a price. Final slide here. I just talk about some other things that he optioned. He doesn't specifically say he got these, but he does mention them in the video. It sounds kind of obvious that he would get based on the videos that he has and how he drives. So axle lift, £3,252. So sort of a no-brainer. You'd always select an axle lift for this particular sort of vehicle. And telemetry pack, he does a lot of track driving around Nürburgring, and that's £4,320. So if we come to the final bit of the page here, excuse me, the new price, as we can see there, is £260,000. He has added, in my opinion, I might have missed some stuff, he may have well added some things, and obviously he'll do some things outside of this that will add extra cost, but from factory, the options he's added cost £55,584, bringing the total price of his Lamborghini Huracan STO to £315,584. So, do you agree with that? Do you think that's too expensive for what it is? Do you think it's not enough? Do you think it should be more limited run for the cost of the vehicle? Do you agree with the specification that he's got in there? Do you agree with the option prices that Lamborghini are asking? You know, would you pay £3,000 for Android Auto? I personally wouldn't, but this is a different category of car to the ones that I look at. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. You can check out my other videos where I talk around vehicle specification and whether you should actually jump up into vehicle specifications based on what manufacturer offers you. And again, the link below will help you determine what sort of specification you should put in your vehicle and whether it's worth putting things into your car that you're potentially looking to finance. So again, hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers!